Hey, what is going on, guys? MechlordGames here today with the budget deck profile for the Dark Magician deck from the Dragons of Legend box set. So, I did showcase the Pendulum Dragon deck already, so now we're going to be getting to the Dark Magicians. So, once again, this deck is on a budget, pretty much straight from the package. So, you got 3 Dark Magicians, pretty much the main standard core of the deck. If you're not running the Dark Magicians in this deck, you're playing the deck wrong because the whole deck revolves around this guy. The best card of the deck by far, in my opinion, well, best monster of the deck, I should say, is Apprentice Illusion Magician. So by discarding a card, she can summon herself and then search out a Dark Magician from the deck. So she can search out this guy, and then on top of that, she's also a hand trap. She's an honest and can give any dark spellcaster monster 2,000 attack. So she's just really big. Like, she can make monsters really big. She also summons herself. She sets up plays. Like, it's just really good to have her. She's a lot of fun to play with. And she pretty much is like one of the best cards in the deck by far. 3 Magician's Rod. This can search out any of your main combo pieces you need, such as your Dark Magical Circle and your Eternal Soul, or cards that can just search into them. So, just fantastic card to have. And then this guy, at first I never liked this guy. Upon my playtesting online, I never liked Robe, but now that I have been playing around with this, I actually do like Robe. By discarding a spell or trap card, you can special summon a Dark Magician from the deck on your opponent's turn. So that actually can combo well if you have Dark Magical Circle. So it's really not a bad card to have. Plus, we don't have many monsters in this deck. You can run the Spellbook Draw Engine if you wish with this, just because, I mean, you'll have an extra Spellcaster monster and you'll have extra searchability. But I don't have them, and those cards right now are a little expensive. So that's it for the monsters. For the spells, the main heart of the deck, the Dark Magical Circle. So this card has multiple effects, which is really awesome. So for one, you can you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Excuse me. So you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and reveal one Dark Magician or Spell and Trap card that specifically lists Dark Magician in its text, and add that card to your hand. As well as if a Dark Magician is summoned to your side of the field, you can banish one card on your opponent's side of the field. So this is just really good. So, absolutely one of the best cards. So, if a Dark Magician is normal or special summoned, you can banish one card your opponent controls. So, just really good. This can interrupt so much shit your opponent has. This comboed with Robe is really good because Robe, well, if you have this and then you use Robe, because Robe will be on your opponent's turn, you can bring out Dark Magician, and the Dark Magic Circle can banish something and interrupt their combo play, so it's really sweet. And then for the speed and consistency, 3-pot duality, you don't special summon too much in this deck. Well, I mean, you do. You do definitely special summon quite a bit in this deck, but you don't special summon a lot on your first turn. Like, so when it's on your turn, unless you have Eternal Soul already active, you don't special summon a lot. So duality is just really good in this deck. 2 Illusion Magic. By attributing a spellcaster, you can add up to 2 Dark Magician monsters from your deck to your hand. So after you've had your usefulness from Robe, you can go ahead and Illusion Magic this away and get out 2 more Dark Magicians to your hand. And then we have Dark Magic Inheritance. By banishing 2 spells in your graveyard, you can add 1 spell or trap card that specifically lists a Dark Magician. So this can search into your Dark Magical Circle, as well as pretty much every other card in this deck almost. 2 Dark Magic Curtain. At the cost of 4,000 life points, you can get out a Dark Magician from your deck. Personally, I don't use this card that much, but there has been times where it has been useful, but I don't really find that this card is necessary. Honestly, I'd drop this out for something to just maybe get, like, I'll drop this out for 2 of the level 7 Illusion Magicians when I pick those up, so that's honestly what I'll do. And then double Eye of Timaeus. This card is not searchable. It does list Dark Magician in its text, but it lists the archetype specifically, not Dark Magician himself specifically. So that's one of the reasons why, like, a lot of people get confused as to why Eye of the Timaeus cannot be searched out. It's because it specifically states Dark Magician monster, as to where everything else just states Dark Magician on it specifically in text. So that's why you can't search at Eye of Timaeus, but this is to get into one of your 3 fusion choices. I don't have any of the other extra deck, but you don't really need any of the other ones. Like, I mean, you can get, like, you can make the level 7 spellcasters like the Ebon Magicians and stuff like that, but it's not really necessary. I wish I could, but I unfortunately just don't have any. So, like I said, this deck is completely on budget. For our board wipes, Dark Magic Attack, this is searchable. You can blow your opponent's entire back row apart, and then Dark Hole just blow all monsters in the field, because this deck is still considered a rogue deck, and you're going to want to be able to decompose the board, which will help you win your matches. For our traps, we actually have quite a few. The main heart and soul of the deck and the board breaking of your opponent, Eternal Soul. So you can either add Dark Magic Attack, or you can special summon a Dark Magician from your graveyard. However, if this card is destroyed, it just basically sends your entire board to the graveyard. Now, this combos extremely well with the Dark Magical Circle. So these two here work well together. So Eternal Soul, bring back a Dark Magician, Dark Magical Circle, banishes a card. So you can do this. It's just rinse and repeat with these two. Rinse and repeat. Just way too good of a combination together. 3 Magical Navigation. Special summon a Dark Magician monster from your hand, and then you can special summon a level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster monster from your deck. You can bring out, Robe, you can bring out Illusion. So the best thing you can do, like the best play off this, is to get Dark Magician from your hand, and then special Illusion Magician, the Apprentice, from your deck, because she can be used to buff him, although they're going to have to focus her first if they don't want her effect to go off on him. So they'll focus on her, and then you can keep the Dark Magician alive, but still, this will trigger the Magical Navigation will still trigger the Magical Circle, so it synergizes with that as well. So it's good for banishing cards. Dark Renewal. This is really good at stopping opponents' cards, while stopping their combos, as well as interrupting them and breaking them apart. So with Dark Renewal, when your opponent normal or special summons a monster, you can target one of those monsters and one spellcaster monster you control and send them to the graveyard. Then you can special summon one Dark Spellcaster monster from your deck or graveyard. So you can just tribute Dark Magician and then bring Dark Magician back, which will once again trigger your Dark Magical Circle. There's so many ways to just break your opponent's board down with this deck, and it's awesome. And then for our defensive cards, 2 Storming Mirror Force and 2 Burying Mirror Force. So you don't really have an open board, so the Drowning Mirror Forces you get in this aren't going to come too much in handy. So these 2 are pretty much your best friend. Storming and Quaking are your best friends in this deck. They can protect you so well. This deck is really defensive and really offensive, and it's actually a really hard deck to beat. Especially once you get out one of these guys, your Dark Magician, the Dragon Knights, or even your Dark Paladin. So let me explain something a little fun here. Okay, so Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, while it's on the field, is considered a Dark Magician. So there's a little combo with this. Now, Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, prevents your opponent from being able to destroy your spell and traps. So it will protect your Eternal Soul. As long as this card's alive, Eternal Soul can't be destroyed, which means your entire board is safe, and he's a 3k beat stick, so he's hard to get over. He is also considered a Dark Magician, so he's got that going for him. But he's brand new, and once you get him out, you pretty much win the duel because there's not a lot your opponent can do about it, considering they can't destroy your Eternal Soul. So you can just keep somebody back Dark Magician after Dark Magician after Dark Magician and banish card after card after card. So since he's a Dark Magician on the field, you can Eye of the Timaeus him and bring out Dark Paladin, and then you can just Eternal Soul this right back. And then you have Spell Negation. Well, then you have Negation, and then you have this guy. So you'll end up having these two guys here, and then your Dark Magicians all on the side over here. Just really, really great. I like this deck a lot. For a budget deck like the combos and stuff, this is actually probably one of the best builds of Dark Magician I have seen and played. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Let me know what you guys think about the build for it being a budget build in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.